Kawasaki Z650, 2020 on, review-only bike in its class to feature a TFT dash. The 2020 Kawasaki Z650 is an update to the bike first introduced for 2017 as a replacement for the aging ER6N series. It's Kawasaki's latest answer to Suzuki's dependable SV650 and Yamaha's effervescent MT-07. Aimed at both new riders looking for their first big bike, as well as experienced motorcyclists wanting something with usable power, it boasted a lighter steel trellis chassis, modern styling and greater refinement, plus updates to its onboard tech. For 2020, Kawasaki have given the bike its first major update, retaining the same striking frame, banana-styled swingarm and suspension components and pairing them with a Euro 5 compliant engine, mature new bodywork, a TFT dash and more. Lightweight and user-friendly, it's a first big bike to be proud of and a noticeable improvement on the outgoing model. Despite a gentle loss in peak torque in pursuit of emissions compliance, the charming twin-cylinder engine has lost none of its original character, with an enthusiastic bark capable of thrilling even the most experienced of riders. Ride quality and brakes. Where Kawasaki have updated other areas of the 2020 Z650, both the original chassis and suspension components remain. This is no bad thing though, with the bike capable of soaking up the majority of ruts and crevices found on the daily urban commute, as well as putting a grin on your face at the weekend along a back road. Built with new riders in mind, the 41mm non-adjustable front forks and preload adjustable rear shock are quite softly sprung, making the bike feel comfortable and forgiving for novices. There are no power modes or traction control, not that it needs them, with ABS being the only electronic safety intervention. Engine. To comply with Euro 5, Kawasaki have lightly tickled the 649 cubic centimeters parallel twin engine, increasing the volume of the catalyzer and altering the exhaust silencer layout for greater efficiency. They also claim to have improved mid-range torque by altering the duct between the airbox and throttle bodies. Peak power remains the same 67.1 brake horsepower as the first model, however peak torque is now down by 1.3 ft-lb. That said, it has lost none of its charm and remains an utter delight in both urban and rural settings, delivering a gravelly gurgle from tick-over all the way to its 10,000 RPM redline and an addictive pop on the overrun. Reliability and build quality. Available with either a 2 or 4 year warranty, the latest generation Z650 feels like a well-built, premium motorcycle, despite its competitive, wallet-friendly pricing. Our 2020 Kawasaki Z650 owners' reviews show no prevailing reliability issues. Value versus rivals. The Z650 sports a premium look that wouldn't seem out of place on a larger capacity machine, far outstretching its sub-$7,000 price tag. Alongside the equivalent Yamaha and Suzuki, it's a breath of fresh air and you can't help but steal glances of yourself in shop fronts as you glide by. With LED lighting at the front and rear, a more angular front cowling and greater pronounced radiator shrouds, practical revisions also include a new pillion perch, which is 5mm thicker in the middle and 10mm fatter at the sides for increased comfort. Although arguably better looking and better equipped than both the Suzuki SV650 and Yamaha MT-07 at its launch, the Kawasaki's 2020 base price of £6,649 was a whole £650 more than the V-twin Suzuki, which, although more basic, produces slightly more power, at 74.9 brake horsepower. For 2021, the SV climbs to £6,599, with the Z650 starting at £6,849. Yamaha also revealed a new £6,902 MT-07 for this year, which is just under £50 cheaper than the Z in its more premium color schemes. Equipment. Keen to appeal to younger tech-savvy riders looking for a first big bike, the Z650 now features a 4.3 inches color TFT dash. The sophisticated unit displays all of the key information you want in a simplistic design that's easy to read on the move in all light conditions. Altering settings is also easily done at a standstill, thanks to an intuitive 2-button operating system. Setting it apart from its LCD-clad direct competition, the device can also be paired to your mobile phone via Bluetooth, using the brand's Radiology app. Recording details like your top speed, fuel gauge, odometer, servicing schedule and more, the device also allows for text and call alerts on the bike's dashboard. What's more, details shown on the dash can also be configured through the app, including units of measurements, dates and times. Whether or not you would continue to use it once the novelty had worn off remains to be seen. Specs. Engine size 649 cubic centimeters. Engine type liquid-cooled, 8V DOHC parallel twin. Frame type steel trellis. Fuel capacity 15 liters. Seat height 790 millimeters. Bike weight 188 kilograms. Front suspension 41 millimeters telescopic fork, non-adjustable. Rear suspension single shock, preload adjustable. Front brake dual 300 millimeters semi-floating pedal discs, 2-piston calipers. Rear brake 220 millimeters single disc, 1-piston caliper. Front tire size 120/70x17. Rear tire size 160/60x17. MPG, costs and insurance. Average fuel consumption. Annual road tax £101. Annual service cost. New price £6,649. Used price £4,200 to £6,500. Insurance group. How much to insure? Warranty term 2 years. Top speed and performance. Max power 67 brake horsepower. Max torque 47.2 ft-lb. Top speed. A quarter mile acceleration. Tank range